Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack44227 to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and well, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed, of course, the slot of course, some videos I've actually put out during my time at Syracuse Collectors Con right around pretty much well over a week ago for sure, and boy, I have to say, those were a ton of fun for sure to put together, and yeah, if you have seen those videos for yourself, you'll definitely see what I mean for sure, so yeah, either way, I hope all of you guys enjoyed that, and I've already got pretty much 2 more videos in relation to that Sega convention for sure, that I actually filmed well in advance for sure, and well, if you couldn't tell, I think my voice is getting itself back to normal for sure, because, yeah, those 2 videos coming up later this week, my voice was still fucked up for sure, so yeah, once those are actually up, you'll definitely see what I mean, but yeah, I think from the sounds of it, I think my voice is definitely getting itself back to normal for sure, and if not, then well then, fuck me, I guess, so yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front, but I guess, if anything, now that that's finally over, right up until I'll go to my next convention, who knows when exactly, but I'll be sure to figure some things out once we actually do get to that point. And despite the fact that my voice is getting itself back to normal, I still have the coughs. So there's that. But needless to say, now that I finally got that out of the way, I guess it's back to normal for sure. So yeah, with that being said, I guess for today's video, well, I guess it is quite clear, seeing how this is a brand new thoughts video for sure. And I guess that means it's time for me to talk about another movie for sure, so yeah, looks like it's back to basics for sure with these thoughts videos for sure, and and hopefully I think I can make it through it just fine, but we'll definitely wait and see what comes up for sure, so yeah, but I guess pretty much if anything for today's movie we're going to be talking about, I know I did mention that in one of my rant videos that I did right around last year for sure, and well, I think it's about time that we finally talk about this one for sure, because I don't know what the hell I'm actually gonna have to endure myself in for sure, so yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front, and well, I guess for today's movie, now that I finally pretty much got back from, of course, my time at Syracuse Collectors Con, I figure for today's movie we're going to be talking about here today, here's something that's actually rather interesting. What would it take for you to see me talk about this movie that's based on an open sandbox video game where you can actually build things with blocks? well, surprisingly enough, if you manage to figure out, of course, what I'm going to be talking about, then I guess it looks like his thoughts video that I'm actually putting out here today has a good amount of negative wham as we speak. Yeah. I think that will somehow get you the idea, of course, of what I'm going to be talking about, so yeah, but if you couldn't tell based on the two hints that I actually gave out for, of course, this one, looks like it's about time that we get ourselves a hang with, of course, today's movie that I got the chance to see today, which is none other than a Minecraft movie. So yeah, that's, of course, what I'm going to be talking about here today. Man, what a stupid title that I've actually said out loud for sure, but but regardless, it's not only the latest film that just came out not too long ago, but it's based around the well-known open sandbox video game of the same name, which is, of course, well, Minecraft for sure, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, so yeah, before I could go ahead and talk about this latest movie, I think it makes sense to actually talk about, well, Minecraft in a nutshell, and well, before I begin talking about this movie, I want to address one simple thing real quick, and that being, of course, I never really got into Minecraft, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's, what I can say, of course, that hacker for sure, so. So, yeah. But, I guess, regardless, I am fully aware of course, Minecraft, ever since it, first came out, years ago, for sure, so, yeah. But, I guess, pretty much of anything, from, of course, what I've actually seen, I love the idea, of course, what they actually decided to go for with, of course, the original game for sure. Yeah, pretty much taking it as just a regular old, pretty much open sandbox video game for sure, where, of course, you can build things from blocks for sure. I will admit, that's actually a very creative idea for sure, and I really do think they actually do have some good ideas thrown into it for sure, so. So yeah, I guess needless to say, I am fully aware of course, Minecraft for sure, and I guess there's no doubt in my mind that pretty much, I will admit, the game itself was, of course, a big hit when it first came out, and it's still going on nowadays for sure, throughout multiple consoles and different platforms for sure, to really get yourself into, of course, what it has to provide for sure, so yeah, and of course it's actually garnered itself a massive following for several years now for sure. Pretty much from players of the game, both young and old for sure, so yeah. Yeah, that's what I can say, of course, that front. And, oh yeah, and I think it's even garnered up a convention and stuff, to which I kind of heard mixed feelings about, but I'm not going into that territory for sure, so yeah. But I guess, needless to say, I am fully aware of Minecraft for sure, but I never really got myself into it. Now you might be wondering, why didn't I get myself into Minecraft for sure? Well, I guess surprisingly enough, as interesting as the game is from what I've actually seen, I never really got myself into it, nor even played it. Because seeing how I did mention, it's garnered up a massive following. I think that does fall into one of the reasons on why I never really got into it for sure, and that being, of course, overexposure. Yeah, I'm not kidding when I actually saying, as interesting as the game is, for sure, it was everywhere, for sure. You couldn't even go to a store without seeing a bunch of copies of the game, let alone some merchandise of the game itself, for sure, just popping up everywhere. I mean, just Christ. But yeah, I guess either way, yeah, I think it's probably one of the reasons on why I never really got into Minecraft, for sure. I think it's garnered up a lot of overexposure, for sure. And that's amongst plenty of other pieces of media that I never really got into that actually has that same overexposure problem, for sure. I mean, if it just serves as just the regular old game that maybe casual players can get into just fine, I probably would tolerate it just fine. But because of the massive following that it's been garnering up for a long time now, and even garnered up tons and tons of people pretty much playing the game about every single time, yeah, it's probably one of the reasons on why I never really got into it, for sure. But that's not going to stop the game from becoming a big hit, regardless, for sure. And I'm okay with that, for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So when I heard the news and even saw the trailers for, of course, a Minecraft movie that they're actually working on, honestly, to me, I wasn't really that excited, to be honest, for sure. I mean, really think about it. How can you take an open sandbox game where, of course, you can build things with blocks and stuff, and actually make a movie out of it? Surprisingly, it would actually be very confusing, for sure. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, for sure. I mean, really think about it, for sure, when it comes to the Minecraft video game, for sure. There is actually a story mode that was released some time ago, for sure, and honestly, I think that actually is quite interesting, for sure, and so yeah, I don't really know how you're actually going to be able to make a very solid movie, of course, all that. And of course, I knew right away from when I saw the teaser trailer that got dropped right around last year. Yeah, I really didn't have much high hopes for, of course, that one, because it actually did look terrible, for sure. But thankfully, they did make up for it in the later trailers, where it does actually start to get a bit interesting. But it left me feeling rather mixed, for sure, unsure on how it's going to turn out, for sure. But regardless of course, how I feel about it based on the trailers, I still want to give it a fair shot and give it a chance nonetheless, just to see on how it would turn out, for sure. So, of course, I did manage to get myself in to officially go and see this movie, all thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas, as always, So yeah, and I'm not joking when I say this, because around the time I actually got in, it was packed with tons of people wanting to see this movie, for sure, So yeah. And now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing this movie not too long ago, I bet all of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this one, for sure? Well, that's somehow a pretty easy question to answer, because, well, surprisingly enough, I guess for what it is, this movie is fine. Yeah, I'm completely serious. I mean, I can't say this movie is actually great for what it is, but it's not terrible either, for sure, So yeah, I definitely do think this movie is decent. Not really as terrible as I thought it was going to be, but it's not really that good either. But it did leave me feeling rather split down the middle for sure. And I'm not lying when I actually say it. I actually did find myself having a good time, regardless on how dumb and stupid it actually is for sure. Yeah. That's pretty much what I think in a nutshell for sure, so yeah. That's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alright then, so yeah, I guess, now that I got the short version out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure, so yeah, for starters is, of course, the story, and well, to me, I really do think you can actually pull off something interesting with, of course, pretty much a full-on Minecraft movie with, of course, a very solid story for sure. But based on what I've actually seen from what I can gather, I really do think story-wise, in regards to this movie, I personally felt it's a little bit too sluggish from what I've actually seen. In fact, based on, of course, what I'm actually seeing plot-wise, I feel like it's actually taking pretty much some stuff from the recent Jumanji movies by far, which I guess is pretty much what I think they were actually going for, hands down, and yeah, I did find that to be quite way too noticeable, to say the least, and yeah, based on, of course, all that, hands down, I really don't follow through on, of course, what goes on for sure, like, I do get the idea, of course, that pretty much it wants to go something creative and different while staying true to the games. I mean, come on. Why couldn't it follow through on the story mode version of Minecraft for sure, rather than taking something from Jumanji, hands down? Seems a bit out of place for a story for, of course, this movie, hands down, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front, hands down, so yeah. Now, as for the writing, I have to say, honestly, to me, I really do think it's a little bit too cluttered up from what I can gather. Like, I mean, I do get the idea that they're trying to work around the material that they're actually trying to work with, hands down, but I really do think they could have actually done some stuff to actually really make it engaging, hands down. Now, that's not to say it's all terrible for sure. I mean, there are some parts in the writing that I really do love and admire for sure, that really does work well to the film's advantage for sure. But the rest, I have to say, is not really that great for sure, and I really do think they could have used a whole lot more to actually make it engaging for sure. And for the comedy, I have to say, well, I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, I do know that some jokes and stuff are trying to get a huge laugh for sure, but it's not really enough to really get me investing on, of course, everything that goes on for sure, and could have used a little reworking here and there, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the story, the writing, and the comedy for sure. Some of them I really do think actually have some good ideas, and they're actually done well, but they could have been done better with much better execution on, of course, that front, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, so yeah, now that I've got those out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the next couple of things that I need to talk about, which I guess pretty much of anything next up is, of course, the characters, and well, to me, I think in regards to the characters, well, they're not bad per se. I think I really do admire, of course, the archetypes that they're building up for hands down. But I wish they could have actually done a bit more to give them a whole lot more development to actually make them likable and interesting for sure. So yeah, but like I said, they're not all bad characters for sure, but I just kind of felt they could have been done a whole lot better from what I've seen in a nutshell for sure. So yeah. Now, as for the actors that came on board to play all these characters, well, I will surprisingly admit one thing. I really do think the acting in this film is probably, I think, one of the better parts of the flick, hands down. Yeah, I'm not joking when I actually say it. Despite the material that's actually being given to them, I really do admire the actors that came on board to play all these characters hands down for sure. Yet they were not half-assing pretty much their performances all the way. They really do give everything they got hands down. So yeah. And surprisingly enough, I think one massive standout, in my opinion, would surprisingly have to be Jack Black as Steve for sure. I really do think he really is giving out a really great performance for sure. And it's just, well, Jack Black being Jack Black for sure. So yeah, but I really do admire his portrayal of Steve for sure. I mean, really face it, Steve is, of course, pretty much the well-known character that we get to know in the Minecraft games for sure. So I guess pretty much seeing Jack Black portray the pretty much Steve himself for sure, I really do think it's actually quite nice, hands down. But I will say this on my part. As great as Jack Black as Steve turned out in this movie, let's face it, guys, he will never top him playing Bowser in the recent Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, that's why I can't say, of course, that front. I mean, you can love Steve all you want, and, well, I guess you could actually throw his portrayal of claptrapping Borderlands right into the garbage can where it belongs. But let's face it, it will never top Jack Black as Bowser, hands down. Think about it for a while, so yeah. That's pretty much what I can say for, of course, the characters and the actors for sure. I wish there could have been a lot more development for the characters, but the actors definitely pulled off some really good performances, hands down, and yeah, the latter of which is definitely one of the saving graces to, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright then, so now that I've actually got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, I will have to say, there's quite a whole lot for sure, so I guess pretty much of anything for starters is, of course, the production design, and yeah, I will admit, I think there are some parts in it that I really do think doesn't actually translate out very well. But some other ones I will have to say actually do, from what I've actually seen, like of course the CGI, for example. Honestly, to me, I really don't think it's that bad per se, but I really don't think it actually works quite well for sure, because yeah, let's face it, I think from what I've actually seen, I really do love, of course, what they were actually going for, and I guess they actually do match, of course, pretty much the style of the graphics and, of course, the original game. But I really do think it's not really that realistic at the same time for sure. Like, there are some things that I just really do felt could have used a bit more detail here and there, and maybe like another render or two to actually make it stand out for sure. But yeah, I guess either way, I really do think the CGI in this one could have been a whole lot better for sure. Even the visuals and the effects, to top it all off, could have been rendered out a bit more to make it all the more unique for sure. However, to counteract against all of that, the set design they actually did for, of course, the pretty much the overworld, where, of course, pretty much the original game takes place in for sure, actually is very impressive, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I'm not even kidding when I actually say I think they really did a great job, and of course, pretty much with the set design and of course the nice world building of course the overworld where Minecraft actually takes place in for sure. Yeah, it really does translate very well for, of course, this movie, and I really do think it actually does look like something from the original game, hands down, and I really do love what they actually did, hands down. Almost like pretty much of anything, I almost want to jump into this world and add my own creative flair to it, hands down. Yeah, it's not really on par, like, of course, pretty much on the same levels as, like, say, well, pretty much, let's say, the world buildings in, like, Zootopia or Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, or even Wicked by far, but it actually does look good, I'm not gonna lie, and I really do think they did a very solid job, of course, on that front for sure, so yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Now, as for the direction in this film, to which one interesting thing I should note, this film is, of course, directed by Jared Hess, who you may recall, who actually directed the critically acclaimed masterpiece, Napoleon Dynamite. And let's not forget to mention, he did work with Jack Black before on Nacho Libre, to which I haven't actually seen, but I actually did recall seeing the trailer for that. Yeah, I'm missing out a whole lot on several movies that came out in the past. You kind of get the idea, so yeah, but I guess if anything, for Jared Hess's direction for, of course, this movie for sure, well, I will admit, it's not bad per se, but it's not that great either. I wish he could have used a bit more effort into, of course, what he's actually trying to work with, hands down. But I still applaud his commitment regardless, hands down. I really don't think it's actually pretty much something that I would actually admire, hands down. But I do think it's fine for what it is, and yeah, all that sort of stuff from what I've actually seen, so yeah. And of course, the cinematography in this film as another aspect. Yeah, I will have to say, I really do love on what they did with the cinematography for sure. I think with each and every camera shot they actually did for, of course, this movie, I really do think it's actually very nicely done for sure. I really do admire, of course, what they actually did, and I think they really did a bang-up job, and of course, what they actually provided for sure. And of course, for the editing, I have to say, yeah, I will admit it's actually done pretty decently for sure. Like, of course, there are some cuts in here that I do wish could have been fixed up on, hands down. But the rest are actually not that bad for sure, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, on that front for sure, so yeah. And of course, for the pacing, I have to say, I will admit, it's also fine for what it is, but again, I wish they could have actually done some stuff to actually make it great for sure. But I didn't mind it nonetheless. It's not awful per se, but it is fine. But I guess the one thing I should top it off is that, well, excuse me, so So yeah, for while I really do admire for the fact that he actually captures the look of course, of the original game, pretty much of the heart and soul and the faithfulness, hands down. I wish it could have actually been worked out on even more for sure to really making pretty much a very solid flick for sure. But again, it's not awful for what it is. I mean, I really do applaud the commitment they actually did, hands down. But I really do think it's actually, it could have been done a whole lot better than what we're actually giving, hands down. So yeah, I guess with everything that I have to say, I think that will kind of get you the idea, of course, of what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so I guess with everything that I have to say, that's pretty much everything that I can say for, of course, this movie in a nutshell. So yeah, overall, a Minecraft movie, seriously, that's still a stupid title, hands down. I mean, you could have actually gone for something a bit more creative for that said title. I'm just saying, so. But yeah, regardless on that, pretty much a Minecraft movie is actually a pretty decent to yet fine enough movie from what it is that I guess regular old moviegoers would probably shrug off and say that it's alright for what it is. But I do know that any hardcore Minecraft fans out there might actually get into a more, hands down. And I'm okay with that, so yeah, I do wish there could have been some stuff that could have been improved upon to really make this a much better flick, hands down. In fact, I do wish pretty much of anything, some parts in it that I kind of felt that this movie falls flag on could have actually been done a whole lot better. But some of the other ones that I've actually seen by far that actually do work actually did give me a good enough experience to say, yeah, I'm glad I actually saw it, so yeah, I think that's probably the best way I can actually describe this movie in a nutshell for sure. I mean, let's really face it, like I said, I never really got into Minecraft for sure, so as a regular old moviegoer like myself that has actually viewed this movie, I think you're going to get a decent enough experience with, of course, this one hands down for sure. But I will say, I do think this movie is still worth the watch regardless, and yeah, it is one of those instances where I actually can say, yeah, I'm glad I actually saw it, hands down, so yeah, I really don't think this movie is, of course, for me, hands down, but for any hardcore Minecraft fans out there, I think they'll probably get into this movie a whole lot more, hands down, so yeah, and like I said, I'm actually okay with that, hands down, so but I guess, if anything, regardless on what I have to say, is it still worth the recommendation on, of course, my part? Well, it's hard to say from what I could gather. So I think I'm going to say, yeah, I think so. I mean, sure, yeah, I think you are going to experience some issues here and there, like I've actually found with, of course, this one. But again, some of the good stuff in every once in a while can actually bring in something unique and creative at the same time. you see what I did there, so but yeah, I guess if anything, if that's something up your alley, then by all means, I say definitely check this movie out if you got the time for sure, so yeah, I really don't think it's actually something that I would get into myself, hands down, but I will say, this movie is actually well worth going into the mines to actually gather up material to of course, let you craft something that will get you to see it for yourself, hands down. I mean, it is called Minecraft for a reason, for sure, so what the hell else am I supposed to do? So, but yeah, regardless of that, if that's something up your alley and you want to experience it for yourself, then I say this movie is well worth checking out. While for me, I think, I guess seeing it once is just fine enough for me, and yeah, I think it's worthy enough for me to say, yeah, it's alright. And there's nothing wrong with that, so yeah, for my final score, yeah, I think I'm gonna be fair on, of course, this one. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 as my final score, hands down, so yeah, like I said, I can't say this movie is actually great for what it is, but it's not terrible either, for sure. But I do think, I really do think that this is something that I do believe hardcore fans might get into a whole lot more, hands down, and for one, my point still stands that I couldn't really, that I have no intention to get into a Minecraft anytime soon. I do think this movie is, of course, decent enough for what it is, and I'm really glad that I got to check it out for sure. Not really for me, but it is definitely a decent enough, pretty much, yeah, a decent enough experience that is worth going into the mines for anytime soon, so so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Glad to see I got that finished up just in the nick of time. Alright, so I guess on that note, hands down, that's pretty much all I got for today's thoughts video for sure. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this hands down, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think of the Minecraft movie if you've actually seen it? Do you absolutely really enjoyed it and think it's a really great experience, hands down, if you are into Minecraft? Or do you absolutely hate it and think it actually turns you off from the game pretty much even more? Or are you like me and you thought this movie was okay for what it is? So yeah. Let me know down in the comments down below on what you thought of this movie if you've actually seen it for yourself, hands down. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I can say, of course, on that front, hands down. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and well, I guess probably within a matter of time, depending on what movie I'll actually go see next that I think is worthy enough for me to talk about in my next thoughts video, I think I'll just carry on with, of course, plenty of videos that I'll actually work on for, of course, this month, hands down, right up until the next month for what movie that I'll actually go see next, hands down. So yeah, gonna be a lot to figure out, hands down, and hopefully I think my voice will be back to normal pretty soon, for sure, because I'm downing as much water and, of course, tea and honey, and I'm even pretty much eating pieces of cucumbers to see if that can help. So we'll definitely have to wait and see on that. And I do hope the next couple of videos I'll actually put out within the next couple of days where my voice is still fucked up might actually show hands down, so. But yeah, you kind of get the idea, so yeah, I guess right up until later on, if I'll actually work on another thoughts video later on down the road, all I can say as usual is thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Oh wait, is that a creeper? Well, I guess so with that creeper passing by, I guess the only thing I can say is, aw, man. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, so take care, guys. Yeah, seriously, a creeper? Aw, man. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427TV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.